Saints fans, we are pumped. Our first big W for the year. It might have been a practice match, but it's not. It's not just a practice match, especially not when you're back at Moorabbin and you're playing sexy, physical, fast-moving footy with some big contested marks and some boys running off the half-back flank and hitting targets. It was a really nice three-quarter effort, I'll say. The first one was a bit iffy, but I was just happy to be back there. And it's been a very, very eventful week at Saints TV, at the HQ. It's been incredible. So, without further ado, boys, I'm on top of the world after the weekend that we've had. How are you boys feeling? Marshy, we'll start here.
Oh, yep, lads and listeners. Yeah, Friday, it was a big day. We'll get into it, but there was a bit of a halftime show.
You're going bang straight off the bat there. He wants to get to the main event. Don't even worry about the game.
I don't think I've slept properly since Friday.
Yeah?
Oh, mate, it's been keeping me up at night.
Yeah?
My reputation is just... I'm going to stop doing these footy gigs. I'm just going to sit on the couch and just talk about football, because every time we get out there in the spotlight against Dosso's Demons, these halftime kicking, roosting competitions... I'm just forever just getting... I'm letting myself down. I'm letting down my family. letting down Tilly. But I'm sure we'll talk about it in a bit more detail. But yeah, weekend was great. Saints footy. Love it down Moorabbin. Jakey boy?
No, yeah, I agree, mate. I agree wholeheartedly. It was a perfect day. Good weather. I think it was a sellout. 8,000 turned out, which was amazing.
Ridiculous crowd.
Amazing. The week before, I think it was about 5, which was still solid, but to get 8... against the Bombers as well, a team that people think will go past us, that have got a new coach just like us, that are trying out a few different players and could cause us problems. So we took care of them pretty comfortably in the end, which was nice to see.
It was nice to see resolutions happen immediately, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, rather than the week after, it was the next quarter.
Yeah. It was so immediate. It was really quick.
It was so immediate. It was so refreshing to see that. It's like, you know, in the first quarter I was a bit worried. But also, I felt like, you know, Essendon kicked 1 goal 6 or something in that first quarter. So I was like, okay, that's a safety net that we shouldn't have. So where are we going to turn this around? Because we're getting done for contested ball. We're getting done for, you know, metres gained. We kicked, I think, 2 points in the first quarter?
2 points.
Yeah. So nothing. Given it was a heavy breeze.
Yeah.
And we were kicking into it. So we did really, really well to fight back in that second quarter and make the most of our opportunities. We got on top of contested ball. And what I went back and watched today, which I didn't focus on so much because I think the main concern for us is our forward line and how it's going to function, was our centre clearance work. And immediately how much better it was in that second quarter and how much better it was than the past 5 years.
Well, yeah, even just the week before, I think I mentioned that the midfield was so down against the Ds. I mean, obviously the Ds have got a stacked midfield, and any midfield against theirs, they're going to lose.
We're probably a bit intimidated.
Probably, yeah. And they'd Gawn and Grundy for the first time, but we adapted well against the Bombers. They've got a decent midfield.
Yeah, they're no slouches.
That's their strength.
Similar to us, you know, it's solid without being outstanding. But they've probably got maybe a few more genuine A-graders.
Yes, I reckon you're right.
You know?
I reckon with the likes of Parish, Steele and Merritt, you've got a really good clearance team there. You don't have a particularly good... You don't have your amazing bookends. Like Peter Wright, he had a pretty good game, missed opportunities, but Dukes did pretty well there. But that is their strength. Their strength is their midfield, and their consistency in their midfield is their strength. And we were able to negate that pretty damn well in that second quarter. Yep. We're like, okay, we actually sent Hunter Clark in there to retrieve and get ball and clear ball. And it wasn't picked up on at the ground because I feel like it was a very social occasion, but he had a clearance out of a pack where he was getting slung to the ground. So he kicked it quickly inside 50. It landed 15 metres out and rolled over the boundary line. And the umpire paid it deliberate.
Yeah, that's right.
I saw that. I was like, what? That is one of the strangest decisions I've seen. But his clearance work is fantastic. The way his ground ball work and his ability to get boot to ball in the weirdest circumstances.
He's very good like that.
He is very good like that. And I think he came out with an article today or yesterday after the practice match, and it was talking about how many times do I have to have bad luck before I realise maybe it's something that I'm not doing right. Because it has been bad luck.
Yeah.
Like, his career has been bad luck with injury, like 4 or 5 knocks. And he was like, look, it was the 5th knock that did me. I was like, this is just too common to be bad luck. So maybe I need to change something. And what he's changed now is his physicality at the football. Because he's always been a smooth mover and he's tried to avoid contact and not put his shoulders down and in. Now he's going hard.
You can see the Lenny Hayes influence.
That's
Absolutely.
exactly
And
right.
How many times did Lenny get injured and missed chunks of footy?
Well, in terms of
Not often.
upper body,
Yeah.
Not often.
nothing.
Yeah.
Lower body, like, ankles
standard
and knees.
AFL
and
player.
yeah, that's exactly right. I mean,
nothing
he
out
had
of
one
the
of the
ordinary.
worst fucking knee injuries I've seen. Got taken out sideways, which was just bad luck. But he was a, very, very solid footballer, and he always went in hard.
Yep.
Always went in hard and always came out on top. Like, just the vision of when he went at the ball against Paul Chapman in the 2010 elimination.
Yeah, and he knocked him out and got the ball.
Oh, yeah, and Chapman
epic.
was done. He was winded. He was like, I looked up at him like, what was that?
It's Lenny Hayes, mate.
And then Lenny Hayes just
In
kept
trouble.
going. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly right. But that's the thing. As soon as you hesitate, that's when bad things happen.
100%. Even in South Yarra, like when we used to play, I swear, like I'm a smaller guy, but and you want to just stay outside a bit more.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to cop it. But then you find out you're going to cop it more there anyway.
Yeah, that's exactly
You just got
right.
to go hard and you'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah, correct.
So-
That's the thing about football is as soon as you switch off, you get found out.
And I think it's good to we needed players like Clark to find form just before round 1 anyway.
Yeah.
It's really important because
And he looks angry.
he looks angry. He got his 24-25, 6 tackles or whatever it was. His pressuring was a lot better, which is a
It's
part
probably
of the
one of
game.
his more physical games.
Yeah.
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 It
was
needed to
fantastic.
be.
And not only that, but it freed up his midfielders. He became the key midfielder to free up blokes like Crouch to go out and get 35 touches and be the ball peak that we know he is.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. I mean, they're not always going to be the best touches, but at least he's finding the footy again.
And still conversely didn't have to go and get his 30-plus touches.
No,
he can just
kind of
Yeah.
take the pressure off him a little bit.
Yeah, correct. So I thought in that second quarter and onwards, our clearance work was much better. Because with Clark getting down there at ground level, the first clearance of that second quarter was a handball out to Crouch deep into the forward line, Philippo goal.
Yeah.
So,
And in terms of like the quick hands, and we did that with Windhager unfortunately going out real early, but through that seems to be the theme of this pre-season where, opportunity for another. Bytel comes in and he's just shooting them out.
Yeah.
Some of his hands, it was really slick, and that would have been noticed by the coaches. And I think was he sort of tagging Parrish?
He was. There was an article today about how he could be that new sort of tagger love child that, Ross always has. He's got the likes of Clint Jones, Stevie Baker, these sort of guys.
Yeah.
Bytel would be the most skilled out of any tagger that Ross has had.
Yeah, 100%.
He would be looking at it going, this guy could really do a job.
footy IQ as well. I reckon a bit higher.
And we all know that taggers like Steele, like these sort of players that have their own ball skills, will eventually learn off the best players anyway and then hopefully adapt more of an outside game.
Yeah.
And Bytel's just got to look at what Steele's done the last 5 years.
Yeah, spot on.
There's no no reason why
Because
he
he's
can't
kind
do
of
it.
been without a purpose in the team, Bytel.
Yeah.
He's got all the talent in the world. Everyone talks about it. You see it down at Sandy, but there just hasn't been a sort of a niche for him
And that
in
is
the seniors.
so Steele, isn't it?
Yeah.
When he was at GWS, he was just...
He was a good player.
He was a good player and had amazing potential, but it was about finding that role for him and getting him enthusiastic about playing
purpose.
Yeah, giving purpose.
You
Spot
just
on.
need purpose.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that we can say with Ross Lyon, with every player, whether you're one of the stars or you're one of the bottom 5 to 10, you've all got purpose.
Yeah.
And that's why we always go back to 09-10. We did it with Joey last week. The lesser likes, Eddie, McQualter, the game against Hawthorn, we dropped 10 players. Another 10 come in and we still win because they all had purpose. They all had a reason to play and they knew what their role was.
Yeah.
So I think Ross has given him that role.
Yeah.
and he can really drive it.
And you hear it from the Hunter Clark and pretty much every player that's come out and spoken to the media. Have just highlighted that, and it makes you wonder why that hasn't been there. The sort of everyone's got a role because that's football. You'd assume that should be something that's pretty clear.
Yeah.
But I think that's come through as a massive change at Moorabbin.
Yeah, especially when you're dealing with a team that doesn't have that whole heap of A graders.
Exactly.
You know, like Melbourne. Do they all have a role, or do they all roll off the talent of the midfield? You know,
Well,
and
yeah, a lot would
I
stem
feel
from
like it's
that.
like you know, Petrarca and Oliver and Gawn. Everyone can feed off that, but they just need to play their small part in the role. You know, and it's not so structured or defined, which was a bit of an issue for them last year in the finals because they actually needed to find some role players.
And they didn't have him.
They didn't have them. Yeah, so they really fed off of talent and talent at its peak. And if they bring on that sort of Ross Lyon thing, then they'll be a much better side, which would be scary. But, you know, and we saw Lyon when he did it at Freo as well.
Absolutely.
Got everyone to play their role, and then they played in the grand final and probably should have won it. Again, it was the kicking that did it.
On the flip side, I hate to continually refer back to this, but then 04-05 with the St Kilda team, like what Joey said, we go back to this, their focus was get it into the forward line. So Melbourne's midfield was St Kilda's forward line in 04-05.
Yes,
if that makes sense. That was the gold mine.
Yes.
That's what dictated the entire game plan.
Yeah.
Whereas St Kilda now, we don't have any position on the ground that dictates the way we play.
Yeah.
We don't have an all-star back line. We don't have an all-star midfield or forward line. They're all pretty solid.
Yeah.
And I think that could, if you're smart enough, Ross could use that to our advantage.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. If he's going to take a 75% list... Oh, sorry. Well, if anyone's going to take a 75% list over and turn it into a 85, 90% list...
Yeah, it's Ross.
It's Ross. So I'm really, really keen on it. And how good was the vision of him out on the field talking to the boys?
Yeah.
Instructing Jack Paris.
That was really good.
Saying,
you're a young lad, it's okay. You know?
Yeah, exactly right. And he was like, Jack, come here, let's have a chat. Like, you know, you shouldn't have been holding and protecting that space out there. There's no one there. You're protecting empty land. Make sure you get up to the contest and you make it a 2-on-1.
Yeah.
And then he did it in the next contest and he called him over. He's like, Jack, that's the way to do it, mate. Great learning.
Exactly.
You know, giving him a tap on the arse and saying, well done. So it just shows you how much of a good character as a coach he is. He'll be stern on you, but the reward will come.
Do you boys think that the game against Essendon was a closer reflection on what we can expect for this season? Because if you look at the score, 67-32, that is such a Ross Lyon score because it's like that both teams are low scoring compared to the AFL average, but the margin is fairly significant. It's still a 6-goal win.
Yes, yeah.
You know, would you rather 67-32 or 90-120?
Yeah.
It's like you don't want to concede 15 goals, but hey, I'll keep a team to 4 goals a game.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Do you think that's a good blueprint moving forward?
I don't know. You'd like to see a little bit, like Joycey said, they missed a lot of opportunities early. I think they had the same amount of scoring shots as us.
Yeah, I think they had the exact
same. You'd like more goals, but with that breeze, you know, you're getting half a game of scoring value.
Yeah.
So,
if we had Max King or Tim Membry at full forward, we would have beaten them by 50 to 60 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we would have annihilated them just because we had that...
We had the target,
the tall timber, you know? And we had Machito.
And he was great. So that's a highlight.
Berserk. He was best on ground for me.
When was the last time a team is coming in with so much expectation on second-year players? Like, we got Machito, you've obviously got Windhager, and Nasiah.
How good was he in the first half as well?
Brilliant. Yeah. He's going to have such a big year. I'm so keen to see how he goes.
Yeah, because I think what we're really got to be cautious of is the second-year Blues.
Yeah.
And make sure that they're not getting that. But I think it's pretty hard to have that under Ross.
It's like that's not an option.
No.
You guys are the second-year big boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have no option but to lift.
Yeah.
And we know one player's not going to have that because it's in his first year, the Poe. He's,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can't wait to see him debut.
He's going to be a
Oh.
very skillful footballer.
His interview yesterday on Channel 7.
That was good.
That was very,
Isn't he
very
a bit
good.
Nat Fifey?
Yeah,
Well,
well, he,
there's
well,
two-
he, well, he said he
Well-
is. Well, he's Nat Fife and the Bond.
And the Bond.
And the Bond,
I mean,
yeah.
take it. Take it every day.
Yeah, but like I feel like we've got a couple of those Nat Five characters coming through, and one as well is Machado. I reckon he's doing a great job up forward, but
He's everywhere.
he's going to be a weapon in the midfield. Like, imagine him in the midfield getting some game time there. Like, could you imagine the clearances that bloke could get with his body size and his strength?
Well, you think about it, like in 3 or 4 years' time, the midfield could look like a stacked Windy back.
Windy, yeah.
You got Machado.
Yeah.
Then you got Filippo
Yeah.
thrown in there. And then you've got Marshall hopefully still playing good footy and Max Heath and that. Like,
Yeah.
there's some exciting times there when you look at the potential for where this team could get.
Yeah,
Marshall.
yeah.
He's
Marshall.
he's the most important player.
He
on
was
our
best
list.
on ground.
Yeah,
Sorry,
easy.
I'll
So-
say he was best.
I was going to say, but we've seen Marshall do it before.
Yes.
I haven't seen Machado do that before, so that's why I'd give him best on ground.
fair
Yeah, fair call.
Yeah, just to go, okay, oi, Saints fans, this is what I can do.
Because
You know,
like Marshall, his apprenticeship is complete because
Oh, yeah.
Paddy came and he gave him 2 years or whatever it was on the sidelines, learn developing the craft, but most importantly, protecting the body.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is the era of Marshall. Like,
Yeah.
I dropped him. I did my ultimate footy draft on the weekend, and I went big. He was my number one pick at 14. I had a choice between Steele somehow slid out that far, I went the Marshall. I hollered because
Fair call.
if he plays every game this year or thereabouts, he's all Australian.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah?
definitely.
I'm-
Oh, definitely.
that's
He's
my
getting
big early
ahead of-
season call.
Yeah,
So
there
he's
will be-
going to get in ahead of one of
Gundy
Gorn
and
or Grundy.
Yeah,
Gundy
well,
and
yeah, that-
Gundy.
yeah, that's
Gundy.
it.
Gorndy.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
it.
well,
'Cause that-
just combine him and call him Gumby.
That's it. Because, like, you know, they're getting diluted. And Marshall, he's another one that, like, the second year big boys, they can't afford to have the Blues because we need them. We need
Yeah.
Marshall. If he goes down, we are in so much trouble.
Yeah.
It's not even funny.
We didn't have
Like,
Tom Campbell again, so
No, it was just
it'll be
Marshall,
interesting to
wasn't
see
it,
when
most?
he breaks into the team.
And
So
the-
it was just Marshall.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
congratulations to Tommy Campbell. They
Yeah.
had a kid.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And on that token, Brady Hill, we just want to wish him
Yeah.
well and his partner well because of what's been going on with their child as well. That's why he
Yeah.
didn't play on Friday.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bit of an issue there. They were in hospital.
geez, I didn't know that. That's sad to hear. So
Yeah.
all the best. Yeah,
Yeah, so I think they're on the mend now, which is good.
Okay, good. Yeah, yeah.
Another player that was missing that I really wanted to see, and I'm surprised he didn't get. I don't think he got a single minute. My man,
Sharman.
Cooper Sharman, the
Sharman.
Sharmanator. What?
Yeah.
Is it secret weapon business?
Like, are we just
cotton wool?
keeping him? Yeah, in cotton wool,
Yeah.
waiting for round one, or is he genuinely not in the good books yet?
It could be that. And if it is, I'm happy.
Because Caminiti got the gig and he did all right.
Yeah. I think
You know?
we're trying to get as much game time into Caminiti as possible to tough him up.
Yeah.
But
It's a really fast tracked pre-season for him, isn't
it
it?
is.
Yeah.
It is a
I mean,
very
it-
fast track.
It's probably like
basis.
3 weeks
But
and then a game.
We saw we had the two subs. We had Bytel and Sharman. So I thought that was pretty clever. Two very different players. So if someone went down somewhere, like if someone went down in the midfield, Jack Bytel comes in. If someone went down in defence or in the forward line, Sharman straight in there. So it worked really, really well. But yeah, you never know. He could have pulled up pretty sore from his efforts the week before.
Yeah. He's also very different to Caminiti, so we can't say that they're battling for the same position.
No.
They're two
And
different
not only
players.
that, but Machado did the job.
Yeah, so he would have been that more Sharman-esque type player.
Yeah.
That second tall
Yeah.
on Friday.
And he bust through Paxata as well. So, yeah, that'll be interesting to see if Sharman comes through for round one. If not, I have faith.
yeah.
Yeah,
You'd imagine Membry would be fit.
hopefully. Yeah.
And then you'd keep Owens and, I guess, decide on Caminiti,
Yeah.
whether maybe Membry just takes that position.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true.
Dukes, thought he had a really good game, but he had quite a few moments where I think he might have even given up the first goal of the game.
Oh, yeah.
The
punch.
double-fisted
Yeah.
punch. Like,
Yeah.
that's my number one. Like, if
Yeah.
you can get, and everyone says, if you can get 2 fists, you can get your hands up.
Well, not only that, but it was the double fist to the corridor.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you got to always
Yeah.
go boundary
It's
side.
got to go
hey?
boundary side or through the
Yeah,
goals.
you're golden fisting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It needs to go pretty much anywhere except for where you put
Where it went.
Down
that's
Davies'
exactly
throat.
right. Yeah, exactly. It's got to go back out to the contest beyond the 50, or through for a behind, or towards the boundary line, or towards the outer side where we can swoop on it.
Because
Where we put it was shocking.
We really need Dukes
Yeah.
to be that sort of May type player that you just he marks it. It's just dead.
Mr. Reliable.
It just kills that
Yeah.
that foray and then
Yeah.
sends it our way.
Yeah. Oh, how
So-
good is Stephen May and Jake Lever at just sucking momentum out of the team?
Oh,
They just
Yeah.
take the energy out of the
yeah.
opposition.
So we do need to do that. I feel like Wilkie's much better at it than Dukes, but
Yeah.
again, need to do the same thing. But I saw a couple of Essendon players do the same thing, punch it, and it went straight on into our forward line. I'm going to pay the wind a little bit of credit there because the ball was coming on fast
Yeah.
and hard in that wind. So, we saw some amazing goals from outside 50.
We did, yeah. There's a
So
couple.
Jack Higgins first one, and then Ryan Marshall with just
Oh, that was beautiful.
that
Post
was
height, yeah.
gorgeous. That was so
It
young.
was right in front of me.
Yeah. So
Speaking of the smalls, I think Higo and Butler are looking a lot more dynamic.
Yes, yeah.
More
Was it
themselves.
nine tackles to Butler.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Game
leading
high, I
on-
think
yeah,
it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
leading on the ground.
So
Yeah.
I thought I'd wear the t-shirt to
Oh,
rep
well
him
done.
today. I reckon he's in for a big year, but Higo as well. He's
Yeah.
looking the fittest he's looked
Yeah.
at the club. So I mean, most of the players are looking
Yeah.
fitter than they've ever looked, but
Yeah.
Higo's pushing up the ground, and I don't know. He's just creating more contest.
and that's the thing. That's the most obvious change with us is we are swarming the whole ground. I think, down at the trainings, they've got it on the big screen what their drills are, and it's what was it? It's like Caro's. Damien Carroll's web or something like that. Damien Carroll's, it's like a Clarko cluster, but it's
yeah,
Carroll's whatever his business is. I took a photo of it, so I might be able to
Oh, no,
remember
we're not
it properly.
uploading that. We'll get in trouble.
Yeah, true.
We will get in trouble.
But anyways,
Yeah.
but the amount of running we're doing, everyone's there. Like Ryan Burns,
yeah.
I think he's one that
Burnsy, yeah.
I haven't been sold on him till now. I haven't been that sold on him.
Yeah.
But watching him just power
player.
from one end to the other, classic Ryan Ross Lyon footy.
Yeah.
And he's not the only one doing it.
Oh,
Yeah.
we know who did it better than anyone on Friday. M. Wood.
Mason.
He
he
was
was fantastic.
enormous.
Oh.
What did he kicked a goal, had 28 disposals, 15 marks, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
He was.
I mean, we all know. I mean, some Saners and
Yeah.
non-Saners listening will be like, "You're getting carried away because he does this every pre-season," which is fair.
He does, yeah.
'Cause
He's a bit of a
He
March
does.
champion,
At
yeah.
North, he did it.
Yeah.
We know this.
But he had such a handful of form last season.
He did.
Yeah.
So he's backing it up. It's not
Yeah.
out of the blue, and we think he's going to be
Yeah.
the Messiah. He's lifted from what he did
Yeah.
last year.
And touch wood.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a good build that
Yeah.
doesn't look like he's likely to do any soft tissue or anything like that.
He's durable.
He's very durable, and he might be one of those players that really comes into his own in that latter part of his career, which would be great to see because it's not easy playing on the wing or half forward at Moorabbin when it's that windy. You have to be a very, very good judge of the flight of the football and a very good judge of where it's going and where it's going to land. So he showed some real footy IQ on the weekend, which I thought was fantastic. You won't get that at Marvel because it'll be more predictable, but that just means more running, to better spots or leaving open space to be able to run into. So it'll be interesting come round... Are we playing round 1 at Marvel or round 2?
Yeah, round one.
round 1 Sunday afternoon at Marvel. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he can do the same patterns there because he was unbelievable.
Yeah. And I think you look at some of these other sort of wingmen that Ross has had over the years, like even with, previous Saints sides. I just think of like Brett Peake and Faz Ray even, chucking them on a wing and seeing them going up and down. Mason Wood fits that exact mould.
Yeah, he does, doesn't
except
he?
he can kick more goals.
Yeah.
But even Brett Peake, like when we got him, Ross turned him into this 1 goal a game winger that just kept going up and down. There's no reason why someone like Wood couldn't do the same.
Yeah.
And you got to take the hat off to Rats because I think he really unlocked that kind of football for
Absolutely.
Mason Wood because previously he was just that high half forward, third tall forward.
Yeah.
But now he's that tall hybrid wingman that we are seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we're missing from the game that's...
Oh,
Absolutely vital.
jeez, I don't
mean,
know. There's a couple of big roosts at half
Yeah,
time.
there was, it's a bit of horror at half time.
I say a couple because I don't know if 35 metres, Mr. 35 metre over here.
Mr. 38 metres.
38, mate. Hey, 40.
Okay.
Fucked.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
now we're gonna have to chat about this because I think there was
He's watched the replay a few times.
I actually haven't
You
seen
actually
it.
went back and mapped it out, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I went back to my rabbit and I stepped it out and I went, "You pricks, you've done me in here."
Should we go from the start of the experience?
Oh, it was
Let's go
amazing.
from the start
so
of the
first of all,
experience.
we just want to thank St Kilda for the opportunity.
Oh, St Kilda and Red Rooster, yeah.
And Red Rooster, that was like to step on RSEA. Even Joycey dressed up in the onesie was amazing with his new $80 boots.
We'll get there. Let's go through
it's
the whole.
It's
All right,
a
all right.
degustation of Red Rooster family
From the
meal,
top,
please.
let's go.
Yeah, okay. So, second quarter.
Second quarter,
starts.
10 minutes in.
10 minutes into the second quarter, we get told, okay, come meet us over by the big STK.
Like, yeah, that's what we are.
Yeah, that's what we are. The big STK. That's what we're here for. And we go over there, and one of the officials comes out and says, "Oh, boys, lovely to meet you. Yeah, let's get you kitted up. You're all ready to go, and we'll take you on the inside. We've got some gift bags for you from Red Rooster." I'm like, fantastic. I was like, here comes.
I love show bags.
Oh, you love a show bag, do you?
yeah.
What
Big
was your
one.
favourite show bag at the Melbourne show?
It was always the
Whiz Fizz.
Hubba Bubba. I loved Hubba Bubba.
Yeah, nice one. I remember
Yeah.
when I was a kid, it's like a core memory for me of one of my earliest childhood memories of getting a Godzilla show bag
yeah,
from like
good
the
one.
1998 film.
Yeah, Matthew Broderick.
Okay.
That's
That's the
one of
one,
my
yeah.
favourite movies.
If you're talking about just like straight up,
Yeah.
one of a kind. The best was it was the Terminator.
There you
2.
go.
Nah, Toy
was
Story.
That was the
Yeah.
best.
You got a Toy Story,
one?
yeah,
that
good
was
one.
one.
Good
Yep.
one.
Batman and Toy Story, yeah.
So some classic show bag biz here. We digress. Red Rooster show bags.
Yeah.
Within the show bag, we had a bucket cap.
Good bucket cap.
Good bucket cap. I'll be wearing that one again. It's just a nice little simple white one with a bit of a on it.
so
Yeah.
The Sunnies, I rate
Glenn
those.
McGrath. The Sunnies
They were
were
good.
in there.
Oh, gave
we
mine
had a cup, a reusable cup
Yep.
for soft drink with a straw, a reusable straw. We got a water bottle, metal water bottle, for my South Park fans out there who get that. And then we got a
Shirt.
a t-shirt, a nice t-shirt, which you boys donned on the day.
Yep.
Yep.
Very nice t-shirt with a bit of fried chicken, bit of pineapple fritter going on, bit of biz.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the piece de la resistance. The onesie.
Onesie.
The onesie. Onesie.
Yeah.
Which you donned.
Which
Yeah.
I did.
As many people have seen in the post that was put up
That's
yesterday.
exactly right. And
So we
not
get-
only that,
Yeah.
but during the day, I thought, you know what? I don't have any boots on me. I lost my boots at my last game for South
Lost.
Yarra. Well, it was probably a good thing. It means I couldn't strap them on and get back. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Hilly still has it. Club legend, South Yarra. Hilly, hello. But I was like, I don't want to drive out to his place and grab him because he's in Ringwood, and then I'll have to drive to Moorabbin. I don't have enough time. I got a massage booked at 2.
Coincidentally.
Yeah, coincidentally had a massage booked at 2 to loosen up the hamstrings because I wasn't meant to do it. I was meant to.
You were gigging.
I was meant to have a gig. Anyway, the gig got cancelled. I got paid in full. Fantastic. Get to go to Moorabbin and get paid for it. So I go out to Rebel Sport before my massage on Chapel Street, and I'm like, what's the cheapest pair of boots you got? And like, oh, okay, these ones are $80. I was like, yep, cool. Nike, do you have a size 11? They're like, yep, size 11. Here you go. Strap them on. Perfect fit. Saints socks, just on the right of me. It's like, let's do it. Let's get kitted up. I'm taking this seriously.
Fate. It's fate.
It is fate. So I walk out of Rebel Sport, $105 down the tube, and get my massage. I'm like, yeah, do you reckon you could put a bit of work into the hammies? And they're like, of course, sir. Let's get you ready. We make our way to Moorabbin, bring out the Sharon. Jake, I'm here, mate. Meet us out the front of the parkland. We're going to
Yeah.
send a few.
Yeah, I can't believe you boys got some practice in.
Yeah,
Did not get onto
recorded
one.
it.
Did not get onto one barrel. There was some that went a fair way, but in terms of perfect spirals, we were a long way from it. So I was like, that's fine. We're getting out the bad
Yeah.
ones. We'll kick some rippers. Anyway, we get told we're having one kick each.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Oh,
You know what?
warm-up.
I felt good then. I'm like, you know what? I'll handle the pressure.
I'll
This is all right."
handle the pressure.
You
yeah.
two are panicking. You're like, I want a little practice kick. I'm like,
Yeah, well, you just warmed
just
up
want-
in the car park, so here's me coming out. You know, I just wanted at least two.
I'm surprised
He's
your leg
two
didn't.
furfies
I'm
deep.
surprised his
Yeah.
leg didn't come off and go with the
Yeah,
footy.
go
Yeah.
with the Simpsons one. Yeah.
That's it.
So we're getting in the change rooms. We get kitted up, t-shirts and onesie.
Like, just quickly on that, people at the club, please. That needs to be rectified. There needs to be a little change room because it's not a change room; it's a toilet.
Yeah, that's it.
So if you want to go into RSEA Park to buy some merch and you want to try on a top or something, you
Yeah,
have to
little-
go to the
little-
toilet and do it.
A little change room would
Yeah,
have.
well,
yeah,
even
they need
just-
some
yeah.
curtains.
Yeah, or at least
Anyway.
get, what do they call them? Like the shoji screens or something, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Get
Yeah.
something happening.
So we all get changed. We walk out. We're standing in the race at halftime. The players come past and come on, boys, well done, let's do it. We also got shielded from the players. You guys didn't hear it. You guys were having a conversation, but they were like to the security guys, "Oh yeah, do you boys want to stand here and make sure that like the boys don't say anything?" I was like, "Oh, okay." I was just gonna.
What do you think? Don't say anything to the players.
Yeah. So we got absolutely shielded.
Oh, really?
I was like, oh, that is so funny. Anyway, then
What do they think, like, the worst case scenario? What would be the worst, like, what would we say?
I don't know.
I don't know. Pull some shoelaces or something.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway, and then a bloke comes out, and I was like, oh, great, yeah. We're going to meet Maxi King. We're going out there with Maxi King. A bloke comes out. It's not Max King. It's a bloke
It
that
looks
works at the club. It's his fucking
twin.
stunt double. It's his
And
twin.
it wasn't Ben King either.
It's the triplet
Yeah,
that
yeah.
we never heard of.
The third king.
That's exactly right. Being up in the attic, another Simpsons reference, being fed fish heads. But I was like, yeah, you're Max King's stunt double. And he was like, yeah, we get that a lot. Yeah. Anyway, then Maxi comes out and he is just a monster
Yeah.
of a
Yeah.
human. He is a big boy. So we're getting walked out onto the ground by the officials, and Max King's there having a chat with Max King.
I know, how
Compliments
cool's
my
that?
boots.
Yeah, and we got to check out his, because there was an article about him being able to, like, focus on his lower leg strength
yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
all of that. So we got a good look at his calves, and he's not quite Sinclair, but they're definitely sizable.
Yeah, they're getting
Yeah.
there. They're getting there.
They're
yeah.
worth a ride up, I suppose.
Yeah.
I went when they handed us the footies. I asked him like, "Kingy, can we go at 1-2? Can I handball to you?" Because I'm like,
Yeah.
he's been injured. I'm like, "Are we allowed to give you a footy or whatever?" And he just looked at me and he's like, "I'm right to go, mate." And just handballed it to him. He's handballed it back. I'm like, "If you're right to go, mate, I'll see you round one."
Yeah, yeah. Oh, he was like, I wish they'd put me out there. So he's feeling
Yeah,
good. He's
he's
feeling
feeling very
confident.
good, which
Of
is
course, you need to be cautious with him because he
Yeah.
had surgery, so
Yeah.
he does have to take a lot of time. But he said he's feeling confident and he's ready to come back. So
Yeah.
good on you, Maxie. Lovely guy as well. Got to say, every St Kilda player that I've met, pretty much ever, brilliant.
Yeah.
Just great people. So we really do support a fantastic club. Very, very kind people. Very generous people with their time. So we get out there. I go, right, who's kicking first?
It was supposed to be you, Joycey.
It was supposed to be me.
And then next minute, like, because then I'm thrown out. I'm thrust in front, and I wasn't ready. And my fucking kick, it went exactly how I thought it was going to go. Exactly. I'm
Well,
like,
that's the problem. It's not. We're not the problem. It's you manifesting that's the problem. You
No.
know,
You gotta believe.
You got to believe.
no. I would have been right if I had an extra, like, see you guys do it. I would have been sweet. But thrust out there,
Yeah,
yeah.
in the deep end.
So yeah, that explains that kick.
Yeah, so it went all of 35 metres.
35.
Yeah. The leg swing was a lot harder than the ball drop. So
Yeah.
it like I can tell you can probably get one out there. Yet to be proven. Shall be
sure.
proven. And then Jakey comes out. Kick number 2
Kick number 2.
goes 40 metres. Another 5 metres.
It went high.
It went high. It did. It caught the wind.
Caught the wind a little bit there.
It was another shank.
yeah.
We still haven't got onto a perfect
But it went
spiral yet.
It went straight.
It went
But
straight.
do you know what the worst part is, though? Just back to my kick, is because, like, we're doing it in front of the grandstand, and I dead set heard the,
You got the groans, did you?
Yeah, like when they announced us, it's the boys having a kick, and no one cared.
Yeah.
There was no murmurs. There was nothing.
We were trying.
Doing
that.
Yeah, there was nothing. But yeah, as soon as I'm doing my shit kick, it was disgust. I heard disgust. But yeah, sorry.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that went 40,
Yeah,
and then
so Jakey kicks a flat punt that goes
Flat
40.
punt, 40, yeah.
Yeah, it was a deliberate flat punt, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you weren't trying to go for the spiral. We're at Moorabbin. Get back to the heartland.
Exactly right.
Get back to the heart of footy, the flat
Yeah.
punt. So, and then I come out and I was like, all right, let's put on a bit of a show. Again, no one cared. Held the ball in the air. I was like, let's get this going. I'm wearing the onesie. I'm wearing the sunnies.
Yeah.
Did the signal.
Yeah.
Torpedo. Let's roast it. And absolutely shanked it again.
And what happened when you went
And
to kick
then, pardon?
I gave him the old put off.
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
then Marshy
well
behind
done.
me.
I just resorted to like dirty tactics,
He
like
did.
because we can't have Joycey just pulling out a 70 meter
Yeah.
when we've just scraped what we've scraped together.
Yeah.
I got you good. I reckon.
You did. You
felt
bloody
bad.
good. No, he messaged me afterwards and saying, "Oh, sorry again, mate." I was like,
Oh, piss off, is it?
I genuinely felt so bad. I'm like,
Oh,
I just
God.
really debased myself because I was just.
You did it so well.
Yeah.
You actually nailed it. Rather than nailing any torps, you nailed the put off. So anyway, mine comes off the side of the boat
Yeah.
and hits about the edge of the centre square. And I hear over the radio, 48 metres, 48 metres. The lady on the receiving end, the host goes, okay, got it. All right, let's line the boys up. And in third place, we've got Marshy with
Shocked.
35
that
metres.
shocked me.
Yeah.
Really shocked me, that one.
And in second place, we have Joycey with 38 metres. And I went,
What?
what? Playing. And in first place, we got Jakey with 40 metres.
Hey,
And he
Come
gets
on.
a Red Rooster voucher. And I was pretty pissed off because I wanted some hot chippies.
Yeah.
So that $50 Red Rooster voucher, I better be getting a family-sized chips. That's all I want. I want a family-sized chips, please. I'm begging you, Godfather.
they got them at
please.
Moorabbin now,
On
so
this,
that's
the
all
day
right.
of your daughter's wedding. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, look,
And we got a snap with Kingy afterwards.
Yeah.
we got
so-
a photo with Kingy afterwards,
we'll
so it's
post
all
that,
good.
yeah.
But regardless, I'm challenging you to a rematch. And
Yeah.
this time, I want to see boots.
I will not kick.
I am the 98%.
Did we get that reference?
What's that?
Did we get that reference?
The I will not kick. What was that from?
It was a play on I will not run. Remember
Oh, was it
Seinfeld?
Seinfeld? Yeah, I thought it was Seinfeld. Yeah.
Classic episode. I will not run.
And then he's got his girlfriend Lois. That's probably the best episode.
I'm actually glad you clarified that because for some reason I was saying George Costanza, but I couldn't
I
think
shall
it.
not run.
Love it.
Classic
Yeah,
episode.
anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
a rematch needs to
It's
be
the
done.
longest story ever, by the way.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, well,
It was
12
a
minutes.
roost of a story.
It was a
Longest
rooster.
roost of a
Longest
story.
yeah, that's
roost,
exactly
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So, next Monday, depending on the weather, I want to get in early. We're heading down to Oakley, down to Atherton Oval here, and we'll and some rip.
It's a public holiday as well.
Yeah,
public
so
holiday.
I'm happy to go to Torps again. But we
happy
have some
to go-
various challenges around goal kicking.
Okay,
I think it's
yep,
just a general goal kicking.
done. Whatever it
Be
is.
nice. Yeah.
I want it to happen.
Yeah, lock
Yeah.
it in. Done deal.
Public holiday on the
We'll
Monday.
film it. We'll release it at another point.
Yep.
And stay tuned.
Yeah. Weather pending.
Weather pending.
Yeah. Well, if we got the boats on. Anyway, we should hit some Jakey's junk mail now.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, and then we'll wrap up. Pew!
Jakey's junk mail. Jakey's junk mail. Jakey's junk mail. Jakey's junk mail.
Jakey's junk mail as brought to you by the Bentley Social, of course.
Course.
Of course, by the Bentley
favourites.
Social.
Yep.
Our favourites. What have we had there recently?
I got the platter when I was there
Yeah.
after the D's game.
Oh, the plateau.
Platter for two, where really bring the family. It was too much food.
I was
Really?
going to say, did you have it all by yourself?
Definitely not.
Oh, okay.
I'm a bit of a wimp when it comes. I know it probably doesn't look like it, but I'm such a wimp when it comes
That's
to
beers.
food.
That's not food.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a
Like
wimp with the booze. But yeah, nah, platter for two. Very good.
Might give
Good
that a
value.
go.
It was yum.
Yeah. I'll give that a go
Delish.
next time I'm there. All right, we ready, boys?
We're ready.
Bit of a Debbie Downer last week. There was, Joey, he rinsed a few, didn't he?
Yeah, poor Sam.
How was your summer, guys?
Hey?
How was your summer?
Look, to be fair, I'm surprised I didn't cop shit for just including that. But hey,
Yeah.
it's good to. It was the first episode back. You got to ask.
It was a nice
It's a great
question.
It was a
question.
nice question. And we all had wonderful summers,
We
didn't we?
did.
Yeah.
We brought it back again. All right.
Joey.
This one's from Beck. She's asking for us to reply to what Buck said on SEN this morning about us finishing bottom four.
Bottom four. Did he say that?
Nathan Buckley believes that
turn it
we
up.
will be a bottom four team this year, but he thinks that Ross Lyon's not in for immediate improvement. It's about the next 2, 3, 4 years after this year. So
And
he's
I-
not saying we're going to be bad. He just
Yeah.
thinks that it's a learning year, and that means you might drop a few games.
I agree that it's going to be a learning year. I think to avoid the bottom four would be great, but I'm not expecting finals footy this year. I think we've had a terrible trot, and it'll put us in deep in that first half of the season. But I think what we need to look for here, and this is what Ross Lyon's going to be doing, this is what Joey said, and this is what Bucks has said, is that he's going to be finding out who's got the premiership eyes and who doesn't. So that's what the next kind of 2 years is going to be, is Ross really trying out the cattle, saying who's got the good milk and who doesn't. So, yeah, look, I'm not going to be disappointed with this year as long as I see
You wouldn't be disappointed if we finished bottom four.
match plan growth and
I
consistency
would be.
in team.
I'd be filthy.
Yeah.
And all I'm thinking is, and this is what Sam Mitchell came out and said about Hawthorn, he's like, we're going through the rebuild now because when Tasmania comes into the competition, whoever's going to finish bottom of the ladder that year is going to be in for it.
Well, 100%. Like,
Yeah.
how they're not getting investigated for tanking has got me done because
Yeah.
that's exactly what they're doing, and credit to them. But we've missed that boat.
Yeah.
We really have. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we're not, in my opinion, I think we're a bottom four team. And I think Buck's saying that, I think that's a bit of that's a safe one as a media pundit to go there.
That's a lot safer than him saying we're going to be top four.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then everyone's like, you got no idea.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
this, he knows the majority would be like, ha ha, Saints are shit. I agree.
Yeah, and he's not going like the full David King nuffy by saying we're not going to win a game for the year.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'd like to spin the narrative a little bit on that. And Rewalt said it in his podcast with Joey, that Talking Footy one or whatever it is,
Yeah.
Footy Talk. And it's been a common thing about our recruiting. How would you be if you are these players? So they would be your Dan Butlers, your Higgins, your Doogs,
Yeah.
a whole bunch of players that we've brought in from other clubs where they've said that that's cost us long term. I reckon they're up for it.
Yeah, they
And
would fire him up.
I'm sure there'd be a fair pinch from Rewalt, especially with those comments, challenging those that have come to the club to step up.
Yeah.
So, and if they do, I think we're going to surprise some people this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
I'm not
Good
going.
call.
All I'm saying is, I'm not going in with high expectations.
Yeah.
I'm not going in with low expectations. This season's going to be really intriguing
Yeah.
because I'm a big skank for change. I love it.
I-
I love change and I love moving forward.
I want 6 to 14. No, yeah,
Very broad
6
spectrum.
to 13.
Yeah, I've said roughly 6 to 12 is
6
the
to 12.
bracket.
Yeah,
that
give
we're
me
in.
6 to 12.
I think the biggest thing as well is we need to keep the pumpings to a minimum.
Oh, yeah, no pumpings.
No pumpings. So, we saw Melbourne at the benchmark. Absolute benchmark team of the competition. They dismantled Richmond in their, again, practice match. But, I just do not want to get absolutely pumped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to see our spirit wane. I don't want to feel useless at a football game and go, fuck, all right, let's just leave at half time.
No more doggies.
No more
game.
doggies.
That was,
Yeah.
that was
2021. No, none of that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, this one's from Mason, and this might be a bit more controversial. He says, haven't we moved past Seb Ross in the leadership group? He only plays well when we win.
No.
Do you guys like Seb being in the group? I think it's
I like
actually
Seb
a good move.
being in the leadership
Yeah.
group. I think his off-field sort of work and routine is way more consistent than his on-field. I think his preparations for games is great. When was the last time he was injured?
Yeah,
remember.
He's
Yeah.
very durable.
He is very durable, and I think he puts a lot onto the training track. And he's not the most talented footballer, but he tries hard. So,
And I think
yeah.
he gets really undersold in terms of his football ability.
Yeah.
The man can play, and he's very, very consistent.
yeah,
so
he's a really interesting one under Ross Lyon.
yeah,
So
so
if he can gain a role,
And there's different levels of leaders. You know, when you look at our leadership group, there's the leaders that will lead by example. There's the leaders like Wilkie that are going to point fingers and bark orders. And then
Yeah.
there's the consummate, I don't know if that's the way to say it, but the consummate professional that just goes to training, does what he needs to do, puts in the work, puts in the time, doesn't get injured,
Yeah.
takes care of his body.
yeah.
He's the ultimate professional.
Yeah,
So
he's a bit of a Rob Harvey type
just
of leader,
does everything right. Ticks the boxes, gets games, does his job.
and
that's
not
it.
only that, but to the younger boys as well.
I think
He's
that's
a great example,
and that's
Yeah.
why I think we played him in the second period against Melbourne.
Yeah.
When we rotated, we had
Yeah.
all the young kids come in, but Seb was also included in that group.
Yes,
And that's what I thought it was for, was just for that leadership sort of outlet.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Sebi, he's been there for a long time now, so he's been through all the shit.
correct. And even if he does play a bit of seconds football this year, that leadership's going to be pivotal at our at seconds level.
Yeah.
So,
You reckon Ross is playing seconds?
why didn't he play on the weekend?
His calf.
Calf, he's doubtful for round one.
Well,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
So he'll come back through the VFL.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fair call.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Thomas is he's asking, I don't know how this got in here. Jakey, how good was it to win the longest kick comp against the boys?
Is that Haley?
Nah,
That's
it's Thomas Krellin.
Krellin, yeah,
Oh,
he's a pest.
I felt pretty good, mate, to be honest.
He's a 29 man.
He is.
Tommy.
He is a tall bugger.
He is.
He was standing next to Tommy Campbell in a photo. I saw
yeah?
he put him up on Facebook, and they were pretty much similar height. And I was like, Jesus.
Yeah.
This one's from I_Warner. What will be our record at the bye round this year? What are we looking at?
Oh, well, what will be our record?
We've got a lot of fixtures in Melbourne in that first 10.
What will be our record? A rat. Look at this, eh? I got given this by my partner's brother from a garage sale. He got it for free. I got like 20 of these. If you're listening, it is the St Kilda Football Club song record, 7-inch.
How cool is that?
Yeah,
Well, the Fable
45
singles.
RPM. It's a single, and it's got a. It sounds fantastic.
Have you pumped it?
Oh yeah,
I'm-
I scared the shit out of Daphne. Well, Daphne's my puppy, by the way. But yeah, scared the shit out of her by playing it. But Tegan and I were having a good time dancing along. And they've also got another good song on the flip side of it, just about football in general.
Imagine that.
The Jakey's junk mail tune.
On the
Extended
B
edition.
side.
Yeah, that's exactly. Special Japanese bonus. Yeah. Yeah, so that will be the record at the bye round, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
is that really the answer, or you want to give an actual answer?
Oh,
here?
I don't know.
I'd like to be in the 8 at the bye round. That'd be nice.
Oh, like last year.
Yeah, that'd do well.
Give us a little
So
bit.
how many rounds is it to the bye? Is it like 12?
11, I think.
11.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with
6 and 5.
6 and 5, yeah.
Take that.
Yeah.
This one's from Ben. Not a question, but I have a feeling Zane Cordy is going to be the new Zach Dawson.
What?
I don't know.
He's been playing forward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think he just.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't. To me, I've said it, and I'm still sticking by it. Zane Cordy is not in my round 1 team.
He's not as a
He's
forward.
not in my round 1
Yeah,
team right
Coop
now.
Sharman is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I'd say. I reckon, yeah.
Can't fit him. Josh Battle has not moved out of the back line
No,
in the
no.
preseason,
I reckon
so you
Zane
know.
Cordy could be a sub.
Would he be a sub?
I don't know.
He's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He's depth at the minute, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we saw when Dukes went down last year, we had no one to come in for him, really.
Yeah, true.
So, yeah.
True.
But, yeah, hopefully, you know, when Cordy gets his chance, goes for it.
Yep. This one's from Lucy. Thoughts on Dougal Howard being omitted from the leadership group this year?
I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, I do too.
I think it's a good thing so he can focus on his footy.
Yep.
Yeah.
because he is all out passionate. He is so passionate about his footy, and I think that as soon as you give him another role, he'll be obsessive about it. So I think he was really obsessive about the leadership role, and he's a very emotional bloke on the football field.
Yeah, he's a natural leader. He
He
doesn't need homework.
Correct. Yeah, he's a bit like a Maxie Hudson, just passion for the footy. Just hates being beaten.
Yeah,
We'll spray other blokes and everything like that, but I don't think he needs to have the.
Yeah, I didn't see it as a demotion.
No, neither do I.
Neither. I think it's just, again, giving him that focus, that one focus,
yeah,
which
exactly.
is your footy.
Yeah.
This one's from Tawinda79.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Jake, do you think there could be a personality conflict between leadership styles of Jack Steele and Cal Wilkie? The
I think a blend
captain and
perfectly.
vice captain. Do you reckon the two different styles will work perfectly together?
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yin and yang.
Yeah.
Because Wilkie's very outgoing.
He is very, surprising.
Intro extras.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yep. This one's from Dan Cat. Name your top 5 Saints that Ross the Boss will instantly pick every week. His top 5. Who would be the first 5 magnets?
Marshall.
Rossi.
Yeah.
Marshall Steele.
Steele Sinks. Wilkie. Membry?
I reckon Dukes. I reckon
And
Ross
Dukes,
is going to
yeah.
have the hots for Dukes.
So who do you take out of that? Membry?
Oh,
You
well,
put
we
Dukes
can
in?
add 6 and put Wilkie in there.
Yeah.
Yeah?
There's definitely...
What about niche? What about niche? Like not our top players. That
Clark.
Yeah, you reckon Clark?
Wood.
Yeah.
I reckon Wood's in there.
Wood.
And Wood,
Yeah.
yeah.
Surely it'd have to be. I'm going to say Nas.
Yeah,
You
good
reckon him?
point.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, I reckon he's.
Oh, Brad Hill would be in there too. He loves
Oh,
Hilly.
Brady.
He loves
so-
Hilly.
Yeah.
But he'll also understand when Hill needs a rest,
Yeah.
which will be great because Ratton pushed him and pushed him hard.
Yeah.
Whereas it's like, we've got our ticket out now. We've got Nads, so... Yeah.
I'll just finish it off with Burns. I reckon Burns is
Yeah.
just going to be one that.
You know what
I reckon
he's
he's in there.
reminding me
Has
of?
he got a bit of stuff?
No, I don't think Stuff, but what he's reminding me of is a bit earlier. So I'm going late 90s when we had these kids coming through. But we had the likes of Lappin, Smith, Ozzie Jones. These kids coming through that had serious skill but just needed to get a grasp and understanding of the game. And it took a good coach. Stan Alves, I'll still say, is a great coach.
Yeah.
Got us to a grand final. And he was able to take those players on and play them from a really, really young age and use them for their skills and their football smarts. And I think that's what Ryan Burns is.
Yep.
I think he's the Joel Smith of that crew.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
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 This one, last one here from Andrew. Will Hunter Clark lock in that midfield spot finally?
Yeah. Yep.
Do you think round 1 he starts in
Yeah.
the guts or just on the
Yeah,
bench rotating?
either round one.
There's been
or-
enough chat about it.
Yeah.
So and Clark himself coming out in that article saying, "Yeah, I'm in
ready.
the mid."
Yeah.
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 There you go. Well, that's a good bunch of questions there. So
Yeah, it was toit.
thanks
Tight
to
ends.
everyone for sending them in.
Yep. Absolutely.
Solid session. As
Mhm.
always.
That's the one. Alrighty. Well. I
What
think
now? We've
much
got
else.
no footy on the weekend. Let's
just enjoy
going on?
ourselves. One last weekend before the torture of the AFL season starts.
Well, yeah. When you think about it, this time next week we are previewing
Yeah.
round 1.
It comes around so quickly.
How
doesn't
quickly
it?
is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. Like, I just stopped watching the cricket and all of
Yeah.
a sudden the footy's back on.
Yeah.
It's so
We're going to
good.
be doing the social for the away games. We've obviously got the tipping that we want to
Yes,
talk about.
the tipping.
So
Yeah.
we've got a lot of... Marshy's collected a lot of prizes over his lifetime as a
Yeah.
Sainer.
Yeah, I've got so much in the show bag. So maybe the next, we'll be previewing it. So how long has this been going for?
It's going to be going for a while. So let's just say we're putting out a tipping competition. It's probably going to be about
Yeah.
a $10 buy-in.
Yeah. There'll be prizes, weekly
there's
prizes.
Weekly prizes for the highest tipper, or for, like, if you get a perfect round. There'll be an end-of-year prize.
Yep. And halfway prize for whoever's leading at the buy.
Whoever's leading at the buy round.
Yep.
And,
And a wooden
not
spoon.
only that, part of that $10 is going to charity as well.
Yeah,
So we're
so
going to pick a
we'll
charity,
pick a
most likely
charity.
be Maddie's Vision. But it will be going to a charity of our choice. So
hopefully in the next week before the next potty we'll try and launch it.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about it a bit more on the potty and get people
Spot on.
hopefully signing up. Yeah.
Delicious.
Exciting times.
Beautiful. Alrighty, boys. Well, to all the Saints community, we'll see you next week.
See you then.
Ta-ta. Farewell.
Shampoo my hair. I really love my Saints footy, and I love the feeling. So does the family. Oh yeah, Saints footy, Saints footy, Saints footy, Saints footy.